Hello, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Sylvie Andrews, and I'm the director of the Gresham Historical Society. And thank you for joining us for the 11th installment in our 2025 monthly lecture series. We use this opportunity to spotlight local history and local historians, and in this case, local musicians. Normally, tickets are free for our members and $5 for everyone else, but this one's a little bit different because it's during Christmas at the museum, and you also get to vote in our gingerbread contest. So the series will resume in 2026. There's not going to be a December lecture. Instead, if you're a member, you're invited to our year-end party and annual membership meeting, which is going to be December 28th at 12:30. If you're not on our email list, there's a QR code for signing up on the door there, and you'll get notified about all of our upcoming lectures in the new year. So tonight, I'm excited to introduce Gerson Raboy and Betty Boer, who are the musical duo Bellows and Squawk, bringing you their unique interpretations of neglected gems from the American songbook. Despite their profound respect and reverence for songwriters, they have sometimes been known to take liberties with a lyric. Among their artistic influences, they count Mickey Katz, Spike Jones, Slim Gaillard, Ethel Merman, Sophie Tucker, Count Basie, Bert Williams, George Burns, and Gracie Allen. Bellows and Squawk's performances have been well received at nursing facilities, street corners, funerals, charity benefits, farmers markets, coffee houses, and festivals such as Art in the Pearl in Portland, Tumbleweed Music Festival in Richland, Washington, Northwest Folklife Festival in Seattle, the Nanaimo Fringe Festival in British Columbia, and at several restaurants and hotels in Guatemala.
Thank you for coming tonight. We're really excited to be here. This is my childhood library, this building, so it's always kind of fun to come in here and think about that. It was a long time ago. Long time ago.
Okay, this won't be exactly local history. Between 1880 and 1924, around 2 or 3 million Yiddish-speaking Jews came to the United States from Eastern Europe, until the U.S. shut down immigration from Eastern Europe in 1924. Among those immigrants were the songwriter Irving Berlin and the parents of George and Ira Gershwin. But we're going to talk about some people who are not so well known. In the early 20th century, there were hundreds of Yiddish-language theater companies in the United States for the immigrant audience. They translated traditional plays into Yiddish, and there were many playwrights and songwriters creating new material. The songwriters came from a tradition of liturgical music and also Jewish dance music from weddings and other celebrations. Here in this country, they were listening to jazz, the blues, popular music, and other dance music such as the mambo from Cuba and the tango from Argentina. Out of this mix came some cool music. Sholem Sekunda, born in the Russian Empire in 1894, composed by Mirbis Duchesne, with lyrics by Jake Jacobs, for a Yiddish theater production in 1933. The song became an underground jazz standard. Sammy Kahn said he first heard by Mirbis Duchesne in 1937, sung in Yiddish by the African-American performers Johnny and George in the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Sammy Kahn wrote an English lyric, and it was recorded by the Andrews Sisters on November 24, 1937. That was the Andrews Sisters' first hit record, and it was the biggest hit record ever up to that time. It's the record that made the Andrews Sisters famous. So here's by Mirbis Duchesne by Sholem Sekunda.
And people can sing along, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You can sing along to any of these that you recognize, yeah.
Now let's do that again.
Yeah, let's just start that.
Of all the girls I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you I was lonesome. And when you came in sight, dear, my heart grew light and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain trying to explain all the things that you do to me.
By mere Bistushane, please let me explain. By mere Bistushane means that you're grand. By mere Bistushane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even say Wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell ya how grand you are. I tried to explain by mere Bistushane. So kiss me and say you understand. By mere Bistushane, again I'll explain. It mere Bistushane means that you're grand. By mere Bistushane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say even say each language only helps me tell ya how grand you are. I tried to explain. So kiss me and say you understand. So kiss me. Thank you.
Thank you. So Sholem Secunda, the guy who wrote By Mir Bistushane, was the only Yiddish theater composer who had two crossover hits in America. Around 1940, he composed Dona Dona with Yiddish lyrics by Aaron Zeitlin for the show Esterkey. The lyric was translated to English by somebody, and maybe it was on the folk song circuit, I don't know, but Joan Baez heard it somewhere. And she recorded Dona Dona with an English lyric on her first album in 1960, which made it an instant folk song. Dona Dona was popular in the civil rights movement. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow winging swiftly through the sky. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Dona dona, dona 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 dona, dona 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 dona, dona 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 dona, dona 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 dona. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, following on the Andrews Sisters' success with By Mir Bis Duchesne, Sammy Kahn translated another Yiddish song for the Andrews Sisters the following year. Nellie Kasman and Samuel Steinberg composed Yossel Yossel in 1923 for a Yiddish theater production. And the English version by Sammy Kahn became Joseph Joseph, recorded by the Andrews Sisters in February 1938. The French jazz band Orchestre Musette Victor recorded a swing version of the song in 1939, and it became a standard in what's called gypsy jazz in the style of the guitarist Django Reinhardt. So Sammy Kahn turned Yossel Yossel into Joseph Joseph, and now we have tampered with the lyric ourselves to create Yasha Yasha. If I remember how it starts. A certain maid I know is so afraid her beau will never ask her, will she name the day? She sits with him each night, and when they dim the light, it's 10-1 that you will hear her say,
Oh, Yasha, Yasha, won't you make your mind up? It's time I knew just how I stand with you. My heart's no clock that I can stop and wind up each time we make up after being through. So listen, Yasha, Yasha, time is fleeting, and here and there my hair is growing gray. My mother has a fear wedding bells were never here. Yasha, Yasha, won't you name the day? Yasha, Yasha, don't you think you oughta
Maybe we shouldn't be in too big a hurry.
show some commitment, hard as that may be?
It doesn't pay to be hasty.
I feel so lonely ever since our daughter
Maybe we should take our time.
moved to New York and got her PhD.
I'm so proud of her.
Your queen is wishing that you came and got her.
Let's have a little due diligence.
And that at last you carried her.
I'm not emotionally ready for
away.
this.
I feel receding faith since my recent hip replacement. Oh, Yasha, won't you name the day? Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. My favorite Yiddish theater composer was Abraham Elstein. He was born in 1907 on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Although he was American-born, he's best known today for the songs he wrote for Yiddish plays and movies. To me, they were the equal of the great songs of Broadway musicals. We'll play several of his songs tonight. In 1938, Elstein composed a Biegezint for the Yiddish movie Mamala with lyrics by Molly Pecan, who also starred in the movie and sang the song. Molly Pecan, besides being one of the top stars of Yiddish theater, was an excellent lyricist. She also, incidentally, was in 2 episodes of the TV show Car 54, Where Are You?, in which she played an elderly Jewish woman who refuses to move out of her apartment that was to be demolished for urban renewal. In one scene, she teaches a Yiddish lullaby to the Irish cop who's sent to evict her, and he sings Eufen Pripacek in Yiddish. In the movie Mamala, Molly Pecan plays a teenage girl whose mother has died, and she does all the cooking and housework for her father and brothers. The title, A Biegezint, means roughly, as long as you're healthy, you can be happy. As she cooks and irons, Molly Pecan sings this light-hearted song, but then the lyric turns darker, and she ends the song sobbing. A little sun, a little rain, a peaceful place to lay your head. As long as you're healthy, you can be happy. A bissel zin, a bissel regen, a ruhig hort, de kap zu leggen, a biegezint, beim Bibeln sein. A schichazok, a kleed und Lottes, in Keschena a 3-4 Lottes, a biegezint, kann men glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sinn sie scheint für jeden eine more reich. A bissel Freude, a bissel Lachen, a mal mit Freund a Schnäpsel machen, a Biegezint kann men glücklich sein. Einer sickte Schirres, einer sicke Wirres, einem in der ganzen Welt. Einer meint, das ganze Glück hängt nur auf in Geld. Sollen alle sichern, sollen alle kriechen, nur nicht trag bei mir. Ich darf das öfter pores, weil das Glück steht bei mein Tier. A bissel Sinn, a bissel Regen, a ruhig Hort, dem Kopf zu legen, a Biegezint, kann endlich sein. A Schichazok, a Kleid und Lottes, in Keschena a 3-4 Lottes, a Biegezint, kann endlich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sinn, sie scheint für jeden eine more reich. A bissel Freude, a bissel Lachen, a Amol mit Freund, a Schnäpsel machen, a Biege sind, können glücklich sein, können glücklich sein, können glücklich. Thank you. Harry Warren and Al Dubin wrote the song Boulevard of Broken Dreams for the 1934 movie Moulin Rouge. Years later, Abraham Elstein wrote the music for the 1939 Yiddish film A Brieve der Mammen, which means a letter from Mama. Tief wie die Nacht, which means deep as the night, is a tango. Harry Warren's song clearly influenced Abraham Elstein, as we will demonstrate, and it was maybe more than just influence. We'll start with Tief wie die Nacht, and then you may notice the other song blending in. Oh, yes. That's how it goes. Wenn die Nacht kommt zu gehen und ich bleib dann allein, als ich still nur mein Herz, was bängt an euch schier, dann zieht mich zu dir, Geliebte, komm zu mir, wie die Nacht in ihr Pracht, was der Mond mich ewig von dir.
Tief in die Nacht ist mein Liebe zu dir, Geliebte mein, zu sein mit dir. Das ist ausdrücklich begehrt. Ich sitz und trag, du das Glück der Taufer durch ewig sein. Verlieb mich dir, oh, das Leben Gott kein Wert.
Here is where you'll always find me, always walking up and down. But I left my... I've got to find those chords, sorry. Here's where you always find... Here's where you always find me, always walking up and down. But I left my heart behind me in an old cathedral town. The joy you find here you must borrow. You cannot keep it long, it seems. But Gigolo and Gigolette still sing a song and dance along the boulevard of broken dreams.
Wie die Sonne und die Lavande.
Here is where you'll always find
Wie die Sterne aus der Leib.
always walking up and down.
So schön ist mein Motor.
But I left my soul behind
Nur
me
von Himmel
in
hast das
an
Gott
old
zu mir gebracht. May God's gefallen.
The joy you find here you must borrow.
Mega viele jetzt die Welt
You cannot keep it long, it seems.
Mein lieber Welt.
They sing a song and dance along the boulevard of broken dreams.
Tief wie die Nacht.
Of broken
die
dreams.
Nacht. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now for something a little less dramatic.
Well, we just heard Boulevard of Broken Dreams from the 1934 movie Moulin Rouge, and now we have a song from the 1952 movie Moulin Rouge. Mickey Katz performed parodies of popular songs in the 1950s. He's not so well known today except to nerds like myself, but jazz clarinetist Don Byron called Mickey Katz one of the most important artists America has produced. Moulin Rouge was a 1952 movie with music by George Auric. The theme song from the movie with a new lyric became Where Is Your Heart? Recorded by Percy Faith's orchestra, Where Is Your Heart was the #1 hit song in 1953. Mickey Katz's parody is Where Is My Pants? Mickey Katz created a mini opera portraying a whole domestic drama in under 3 minutes. We now take you into the domestic life of an average couple. Wherever I look, I'm worried and far blunted. My bathrobe is here, but where is my pants? The closet is full with ties and pajamas. My cufflinks are there, but where is my pants? It's a sad thing to realize that you don't put things on a place. I could wear a fancy coat, but without pants, been a disgrace. I found my galoshes and a package of matzahs. It's my sugar, don't make sense. Boy, where is my pants?
Your breakfast I'm making, the blintzes I'm baking, is ready, the latkes.
Where is mine Godkas?
Please come to the table. I'll make lox and bagel. We'll make with romance.
Where is my pants?
It's a hard thing to realize that you are such a little schnook. How can I love a yold who lost his pants right off the hook? You'd better mock Schnell, the breakfast is burning. I'll make for you poison.
Where is mine Hoisen? How can I leave the house in jockey shorts? Oi, that's too flimsy. I'm liable to catch a cold. I think I'll call up Dr. Kinsey. I gedenk, I remember, it happened last September. Oi, honey, don't be bragus. I lost my pants in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Now, depending on your point of view, that was no less dramatic.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Mazel. We have one more song by Abraham Elstein with lyrics by Molly Pecan from the movie Mamala of 1938. Elstein, the movie Mamala. Mazel means luck, and the whole song is a lament about how the character has no luck. Luck, you shine on everyone sometimes, everyone but me. Luck, you bring everyone happiness. Why do you stay away from my door? Mazel, es scheint einmal für jeden, maar jeden noch nicht für mich. Mazel, du bringst dir jeden Frieden, für was versäumst du mein Tier? Oh, wie es tut Bank a jede Show. Das Leben vergeht und kein Hoffnung ist als nie tot. Oi, Mazel, es scheint einmal für jeden noch nicht für mich. Let's solo. Und die Nacht bleib ich sitzen und tracht. Noch ein Tag ist schon wieder vorbei. Und der Cholm, was ich hab gecholmt vor sich, ist weg, mit dem Wind häuft das Nein. Mazel, es scheint einmal für jeden, jeden noch nicht von mir. Mazel, du bringst dir jeden Frieden. Für was versäumst du mein Tier? Oh, wie es tut Panka jede Show. Das Leben vergeht und kein Hoffnung ist als nie tot. Oi, Mazel, es scheint einmal für jeden nur nicht für mich. Thanks. The first commercial recording that was labeled and sold as jazz was made in 1917 by a bunch of young white guys who called themselves the Original Dixieland Jass Band, J-A-S-S. They imitated the music they heard from black musicians. There were no commercial recordings of black musicians playing jazz for another 6 years after that. In 1923 by King Oliver's Creole Jazz Band. Yet in 1919, F. Scott Fitzgerald already referred to the Jazz Age. In 1920, the original New Orleans Jazz Band recorded a song with a klezmeristic sort of sound, Palestina. Palestina was a silly novelty song that stole its melody from a Yiddish song, Noch a Bissel. But Noch a Bissel was also a silly novelty song about overeating, and it probably stole its melody from a traditional Yiddish song. We're going to sing the song now, and then we have more to say about it. I'll mention that the lyric is sexist, racist, and pretty grotesque. I won't even sing the second verse, which is worse. but here is Palestina. Okay, I have to remember how it starts. In the Bronx of New York City lives a gal, and is she pretty? Lena is her name. Such a clever girl is Lena, how she plays the concertina, really it's a shame. She's such a good musician, she got a swell position to entertain across the sea. And so they sent poor Lena way off to Palestina, and now I hear she isn't quite the same. They say that Lena is the queen of Palestina, just because they like her concertina. She plays it day and night, she plays with all her might. She never gets it right, but how they love it, want more of it. I heard her sing, play once or twice. All murder, still it was nice. She was fat, but she got leaner, squeezing on her concertina out old Palestina way. So a Yiddish melodic theme from somewhere in Eastern Europe found its way to a Yiddish novelty song about eating too much food, and from there to a novelty song in English, Palestina. The song, as you can hear, is corny and unsubtle, a mocking parody of Ashkenazic Jewish music, and it mocks the immigrants themselves. The performance by the original Dixieland Jazz Band adds flourishes and riffs from New Orleans jazz. So they were appropriating the sounds of both black music and Jewish music, and at that time, both black music and Jewish music were equally disreputable. But that's an example of popular culture in 1920. So we're going to conclude with an original song, and then we can have some questions and answers or discussion or reminiscence. I wrote a song years ago that incorporates the influences of Yiddish theater, the American popular song, and a little bit of vaudeville, When My Bobby Did the Rumba. So we need a couple of vocabulary words. Bobby is Yiddish for grandma. And Oi Gewalt is untranslatable. But many years ago, I asked a 9-year-old Russian girl, she commented, she actually heard me working on this song, writing it, and she said, Oi Gewalt, that's Russian. And I said, what does it mean? And she paused for a second, and then she said, oh no. So, when my Bobby did the rumba, she did the rumba, and if you saw her, you'd really flip your lid. When she went dancing, pandemonium would result. Oh, how I wish that I could rumba like my Bobby did. 'Cause when my Bobby did the rumba, oi, Gewalt. When she danced hot, the dancers all began to swelter. The men she got, although her figure could be svelter. Though she never began the begin, it isn't her fault. 'Cause when my Bobby did the rumba, oi, Gewalt. The tuba hyperventilated. The guy on squeeze box got his bellows dislocated. The conductor was tearing his hair, although he was bald. 'Cause when my Bobby did the rumba, 'cause when my Bobby did the rumba, 'cause when my Bobby did the rumba, oi, gewalt.
Thanks so much for coming tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Does anybody would like to talk to us or ask us anything? Yes. Yeah.
I'm not Jewish, but I had such a fascination with this type of music for decades. And it was about 30 years ago, PBS did a series on Nanaimo music. I remember it because they produced a couple of CDs, and I got those CDs. And the song about Lena was one of the songs on there.
That was on there. Oh.
But they also had, on one of those CDs, they had Yiddish radio stations with Yiddish commercials.
Uh-huh.
It's wonderful. It's just a wonderful CD. I've still got it. It's in storage up in Bremerton. I've loved this kind of music for years, so it's really nice to learn live. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. By the way, the term klezmer music was actually coined in the 1970s when that music was revived by people who were no longer ashamed of it. I mean, the klezmer was a word. A klezmer was a musician, but klezmer music there was a revival about, now 50 years ago now already.
There's songs of my childhood that my grandparents played. They were not musicians, young parents, But yeah, Russian Jews that fled the pogroms.
Thank you for singing along.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's interesting to talk about that being ashamed of your cultural music, because I think, many of us that grew up in the 40s and 50s and early 60s, if we had parents or grandparents who had spoken another language, they didn't teach it to us. That was something that they might have spoken among themselves, but they wanted us to assimilate. And part of that was the McCarthy hearings and that whole anti any immigrant time in the 50s that I think really colored how those stories and music and language were passed down or not, or just kind of, okay, we're in America now, we're speaking English, and we're not going to talk about that. So some of it was embarrassment, but some of it was actually people feeling that they were endangered.
Another of it was their patriotism to the new country that they had come to. My grandparents immigrated from Norway, and my mother spoke a little bit of Norwegian.
Uh-huh.
They weren't ashamed to share their heritage. They were now Americans, and they were embracing this whole
Yeah.
new country that accepted that. So my family was not ashamed to be where they wanted to assimilate.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, is that it? Anything else? Yes.
It doesn't sound like a clarinet to us.
That doesn't sound like a clarinet?
No, it's too low.
Oh, I must have stayed. Well, I was trying to keep under his voice a lot, so I was down in that area a lot instead of. So that's just a B flat clarinet, like I played in the West Gresham band.
Oh, we have another.
Yeah, I know how long Betty's played the clarinet. If we can establish that. Christian, how long have you played the accordion?
I was a software engineer, and I retired in 2002. 2, I think, and started playing the accordion then.
So you haven't played since you were a child?
No, I've played music since I was a child, but not the accordion. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about Yiddish and Hebrew, so I Googled the difference, and a guy made a comment after my inquiry, and he said, and I'm asking if you know if this is true, he said, if you speak High German, you can understand Yiddish, but not Hebrew. And if you speak Hebrew, you can't understand Yiddish. Is that true?
Yes. Hebrew was an ancient, no longer spoken language, I think, even in the time of Jesus. So what Christians call the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and it was revived by the state of Israel in 1948. But the Jews of Eastern Europe spoke, their language was Yiddish, which was sort of a medieval German. It had some Hebrew in it.
Polish, Dorian, later Russian. We were very creative. There was a Russian in Spain, creating language called Ladino. And Creole in New York City. New York.
Jesus spoke in America. I met a couple of preachers one time that when they came out of the cemetery, they worked on the King James Version translation of the Bible, finding hundreds and hundreds of mistakes. And the two of them were from different churches and didn't know each other, and their wives had gotten us all together. And I sat and listened to an absolutely amazing conversation with these guys as they graduated from the seminary, being fluent in Greek and what's the Roman language? Right?
Latin, maybe?
Latin and Aramaic. And we're talking about the difference in things. And one of the problems with the King James Version is that in Aramaic and Latin stuff, there's 100 different words that mean love. And the guy that translated the King James Version evidently didn't know that. So there's a lot of differences.
We have a Torah in our Bible, which is written exactly the same and has been for how many thousands of years, They're very meticulous about that.
Yeah.
So, but when that information was taken later by Christians, and that's when we get so many of those translations. And I think you're right, this change
Yeah.
from our language,
When I grew up, we had Jewish families in the neighborhood. One time we had a big neighborhood barbecue and all the Jewish families came. And one of the Jewish women was talking that living in North Portland was the first place she'd ever lived, where she didn't have 3 strikes against her from the get-go. And all of us kids looked at our mothers and go, what's she talking about? Because, I grew up having no idea that Jews were discriminated against.
we were redlining in the United States, and back people,
First time I saw discrimination against Jewish people in my life was when I was in the Army, and I absolutely couldn't understand it. And it wasn't official discrimination, it was some of the people we were serving with that just absolutely were off the wall crazy.
just be lovely if we just valued each other.
I'll add another comment about the difference between Yiddish and Hebrew, and that is, as a Jew who was brought up secular and non-religious, and my ethnic identity is Yiddish. My ethnic identity is has nothing to do with Hebrew or Israel. And I was meeting a rabbi a few months ago at Grand Central Bakery, and I said to him, if I'm not religious and anti-Zionist, then what's left? And he said, I recognized you as a Jew when I walked in the door across the room. Yes.
I just wanted to say I really love your accordion playing. I've started playing the accordion.
Oh, okay.
And it's really impressive, and it's really nice to see some live.
Wrong notes and all, huh?
You got less wrong notes than I did. So.
Thank you. Okay.
I like the way you guys changed up the lyrics.
Great job putting the combined skills and resources together, vocally and instrumentally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And familiarly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I like the way you changed up the lyrics to add cue.
Okay.
Thanks for picking them.
Well, let's give them one more round of applause. That was fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Benny and Gersten. That was so fantastic. What a great learning opportunity, and it's a pleasure to have such great artists here. We're going to have some more musical performances coming up over the month of December. On December 6th, the Dan Davy Trio is going to be playing some holiday music for us. That's a jazz trio led by the jazz chair at Mount Hood Community College. Mosaic, a jazz quartet, is going to be here on December 12th. The Gresham High School Overtones Choir will be joining us on December 13th, and the Centennial High School Concert Choir will be here on December 19th. And our Christmas at the Museum fundraiser is going on Thursdays through Saturdays through December 20th. Santa Claus is here on Saturdays, and the gingerbread houses are here every day. So we hope you'll be back. Follow us on our social media accounts and join our e-newsletter. And of course, if you really want to go the extra mile, you can become a member and help support us throughout the year. Thank you all so much for coming.
All right, and thanks for having us.